There's a lot of terrible prop firm review videos out there because traders, they get mad when they have a bad experience or they blow an account with a prop firm and they make a review video only to bash the prop firm, right? And they're talking about, oh, this is expensive, oh, this is bad, oh, they're like, okay, cool, whatever. But in this video, we're going to talk about a prop firm review based on how easy it is for traders to get payouts and how trader friendly the prop firm is, right? Again, a lot of people are going to be talking about, oh, it's expensive. Oh, I heard this guy say this about this firm. Okay, cool. But how easy is it to get paid with this firm and what are the conditions, right? If you're a trader, how likely is it that you're going to get paid? Is it easier here? Is it easier there, right? Again, we want to make sure that prop firms are really hard already. We want to make sure that we're trading with the ones that are actually helping us make money, and that's actually to make money from because they don't have weird rules and whatever. So first, let's start out off with the biggest firm out there right now, Apex Trader Funding. Apex is known for their cheap evaluations. Apex is known for their discounts, but they have a lot of controversy. So where will we place Apex? If we go to the website, we can see that they got $12 million in monthly compensation since January. I mean, yes, but they're making $18 million profit per month. They made $17 million. Again, in the class action lawsuit that got leaked on Twitter, we can see that. But what does Apex offer, right? 100% of the first 25K, I think that is huge. And then 90% beyond that. And that's really big. 2 payouts per month. Again, if we're talking about being paid out as a trader, it's already hard enough to trade on a prop. And then the fact that I can only get paid out 2 times per month kind of sucks. And then on top of that, once you're funded, you need a 20% consistency rule. If not, they're going to raise a red flag on you. They're going to ask you for a video of you trading, which I think is kind of ridiculous, right? The fact that you got to send them a video of you trading live to prove your strategy. Now, there's, two full-size contracts and evaluation or funded accounts. You can trade them, so that's good, right? The only thing that I see with this here, right, again, they do have a lot of accounts. They offer up to 20 PA accounts, which I think is really good. But here they say no daily drawdowns. Well, yeah, no daily drawdown, but they have a trailing drawdown, which is pretty aggressive. So if you're in profit and the trade goes break even and then you lose the next trade, your accounts are essentially blown, which I just think is ridiculous, right? Again, as little as 7 trading days, right? So again, you can pass in 1 day, but you need to have at least 7 trading days for the payout and whatnot. So actually, no, it's 8 trading days for the payout plus the 1 trading day. So minimum days to fund it, to pay out, it's 9 days, right? And that's if they decide to pay you out. Which again, if you're not gambling, they should. But I've seen pretty much all sorts of things out here. Now, the thing with Apex, again, it's really friendly for traders who don't have much money to trade with, right? Again, they do discounts up to $16 for an account. And then the evaluation, the funding, the activation fee is like $150. So true cost of funding with Apex is going to be around $180 per account. But again, we're not here to focus on that. We're here to focus on how easy it is to get paid out. Now, we're seeing that on these evals, right, the trailing drawdown, again, 2.5%. I think it's not the best, right? We're seeing over here, right, we have 2.5. Now, the 50Ks, I think they're pretty good just because they offer a way higher trailing drawdown with Apex, right? We can see here on the Tradify, we have a 5% trailing drawdown on the 2Ks, on the 50Ks, which I think is great. All the other accounts, I think they're more kind of decoys to attract the bigger numbers. So again, Apex, they pay, yes, but it's a bit more complicated. They have the trailing drawdown. They have these on the 8-day payouts. So that's why I'm going to put Apex between the B and the C. Again, they do pay. They're not a scam. That's why I'm not putting them in the C, right? They've paid. They got their stuff. They got good platforms. However, because they have the trailing drawdown and because they have all these weird rules, they're not a B tier prop firm. Up next, we got one of the biggest prop firms in the space. It is TopStep. Now, TopStep, they recently launched TopStep X, which I think is a great trial platform, right? Giving traders an insight with new technology, offering new stuff. And here's my main things with TopStep X. First of all, again, they also offer the TopStep TV, which I think is a bit funny. I'm not going to get into that too much. But the fact that they're talking about profitable trading, but they're down 400K for the year on the account, I don't know what this says about them, right? Now, maximum loss limit, right? Again, TopStep has an end-of-day loss limit, what I think is great. It is not trailing drawdown, right? I think that's a really good thing for traders. That makes it a lot easier if you're a trader, right? So props TopStep for having that. Now, they also allow you to lock you out of your account. They have several things that are actually made for traders to help them be profitable and help them become better traders. And they offer Quant Tower and NinjaTrader. Our trader, again, Tradify, I think it's good, but it has a lot of flaws. CQG connection is known for having issues. And if you're a trader trying to make money and you're having connection issues, what the heck? So again, the fact that they offer Quant Tower and CR charts and Rhythmic Trader, I think is huge. I think prop firms who offer this are going to prevail in the future. But Most importantly, right, let's talk about getting paid out. You need to have 5 winning days of $200 plus to earn a payout. So 5 consistency days, that's not bad. And again, it's not like huge winning days. There's no consistency rule. It's just minimum $200. I think it's huge. You can have 5 express accounts, which I think is great. And they do have fast payouts, right? I've been paid out by them before. I have a lot of people who've been paid out by them before. I think they're a pretty good firm. The only thing is, again, it takes you 5 days to get paid out, which isn't bad, but it's still not, again, if you have a live account, then the upside is you can get paid out daily, right? But again, the profit target is pretty good. They offer 5 accounts, which is pretty good. So overall, I think TopStep is a great firm, and I think TopStep is a firm that does deserve to be on the A tier. Again, you rarely see denied payouts. They got really active support. They're really engaging with the traders. Now, up next, let's talk about this firm. It's a bit more underrated, right? It's a bit more low-key because it's newer to the industry, but they have a lot to offer from what I've seen from them, and it is Funded Futures Network, right? Let's go over here to their website. Now, the first thing, right, they have accounts from 25,000 up to 250K. Again, the 250K is a bit more expensive. However, they're always running good discounts, right? They've done a lot of discounts, which is like 50% off at BOGO. So essentially, you get 250Ks for like $300, which kind of brings it down to $150 per account, which again, I think it's huge if you're able to get that. But let's talk about their trading conditions, right? Again, rule is broken, whatever. They don't have a trailing drawdown, which I think is really big. Again, any prop firm that doesn't have a trailing drawdown is immediately going to qualify for B, A, or S tier, in my opinion, because they make it easier for traders to actually make money. Now, if we see over here, right, they have withdrawal minimum of 1K, which again, if you have a smaller account, it can be a bit of a pain in the butt. However, if you're trading anything with a 100, 150, 250, I think it's great. And now, the max trailing drawdown we're seeing on the 100, it's 3.6%, which again, I think it's pretty good compared to other firms. The 50K is not as good as other firms, but again, without the trailing drawdown, I think this kind of makes up for it. Now, what I like about FFN a lot is they have a very clear path to actually getting funded live, right? So they have a very clear path to trading live. And on top of that, they have daily payouts, which I think is huge. I've been paid out by them. Again, I close my position, and within 30 minutes, the money is already in my bank account. I think it's great. And again, they offer up to 10 accounts, which I think is huge, right? You got 10 accounts of 250 and you get daily payouts. Again, it's just a really good way to secure capital consistently. And on top of that, what I just said about the platforms, they offer Edge Pro, but they offer Rhythmic Trader with Quant Tower, which again, I think Quant Tower is the best tool for professional traders who are actually looking to become better, become pro, have professional trading tools. I think this is great. A little bit of a downside, you can trade news on the live account, but then again, I don't think you should be trading through data releases. So again, daily payouts, no trailing drawdown, up to 10 accounts, and the customer support is the most responsive customer support I've ever seen. I had an issue with the connection once, something that happened with my computer. Within 1 minute, the customer support was already on it and solving it. And on top of that, in their Discord, they do offer live trading with actual traders. I've been in the streams a couple times. They got Dig Trades, Antonio Russo, other guys who are actually making money on, like, you know, in the TopStep account where everybody's down. These guys are legit. They teach and they have a really responsive team. So I do think FFN is an S tier prop firm. Again, just because the technology they offer, daily payouts, up to 10 accounts. Again, FFN, I just think it's the most underrated firm in the space right now. Now, let's talk about TakeProfit Trader, right? TakeProfit Trader, it's been a firm that's been growing a lot lately. Again, I like this firm a lot. I've gotten a couple payouts with them, several payouts with them. But here's the thing, right? They have this code NOFI40. They've had it for a while. And you get a 100% test refund, which I think is huge, and then 40% off, which again, I think is great. Now, in terms of their accounts, right, you need 5 trading days to get funded. Oh, I forgot to talk FFN. It's 7 days to get funded on the Express account, 15 days to get funded on the Standard, which again, I think it's good. Could be better. Hopefully they change it in the future. But I think it's pretty good, right? Again, so FFN, that's why it says tier, because again, in only 7 days, you can be funded already, which I think is great. And then 1 day to pass the exhibition. Now, TakeProfit Trader, they offer next day payouts, so pretty much same day payouts. You can only request the next day. Number of trading days to be able to get funded is 5 days, which I think is really big. And with a 40% consistency rule, I think is great. Now, something that TakeProfit Trader offers that I think is huge is the pro account resets, right? So if you get funded and you blow the account, you can reset it for 1% of the total balance. And their support is pretty good. Again, I've had my issues. They sorted out pretty quickly. And again, we see the drawdown, right? It's pretty good on the 150. They offer up to 155 accounts, so you can get funded up to 750 with them. Again, 3% on the 150, I think is pretty good. 4% on the 50, I think is pretty good. So overall, they offer a good thing. Now, my only problem with these guys is that in the eval, it's an end of day drawdown, which I think is great. It's perfect. Then you get funded, and it is a trailing drawdown. So it's like, dude, you kind of sneaked up behind me because again, the drawdown, it sucks, right? Intraday drawdown once you get funded. Again, once you build a buffer, then it doesn't become an issue. The problem is as you're building a buffer, you kind of get cooked. But then daily loss rule, they do have a daily loss, which FFN doesn't have and others don't have. So again, just because of the intraday drawdown and the daily loss rule, I don't think TakeProfit Trader is an S tier prop. And then the buffer, again, every prop firm has a buffer, which again, TakeProfit Trader is not bad. It's 3.5%. FFN is 2%. Other firms are 2%. So again, that's why also FFN is still an S tier. But again, TakeProfit Trader, they do offer Quant Tower and R Trader along with Tradify and TradingView. So I think this is a really good firm. But again, just because of the fact that they have a trailing drawdown and, you know, that on top of that, they have the daily loss rule, I think that disqualifies them from being an S tier. But I will keep them in the A tier just because, again, they don't deny payouts. They actually pay traders out. They're a good firm. I mean, I can't lie. Now, let's talk about a newer firm, right? They're pretty good. It's called Tradify. They offer instant funding, which I think is great, but let's see at their entire funding, right? Again, you can trade up to 750K. You can go with it. Tradify, Ninja Trader, which I think, in my opinion, is personally great, right? But let's also take a look at this. They got straight sim to fund it for $700. They got 20% consistency rule, minimum trading additional payout 10. And they do pay out, right? Just because of this, I think they're a great firm. They offer a Ninja Trader, which again, you can connect to Quant Tower. Only thing here is, again, 10 days to get paid out. Consistency 20% makes it a bit hard. But again, the max trailing drawdown, it's $6,000, which I think is great, right? But again, they even say here, like their cons, it is more for consistency, which I think is good. If you're a profitable trader, it shouldn't be an issue. I've been paid by them. They're a great firm. Again, I think they're doing everything pretty well. I think they're not, you know, being sketchy or whatnot. And then again, their help center and the support, it's pretty good, right? They're pretty well. But again, the payouts, right? If you go over here, they got Wise, they got other types of payouts, straight to sim funded account payout policy. You go here, consistency, 10 trading days. And again, I just think they're a pretty good firm. However, because of the pricing, and again, I've seen some issues with them. I've seen some people complaining about them, about the payouts and whatnot. I think that they're between a A and a B tier, again, just because of all that consistency rules. Once you're funded to get a payout, that's good. But again, I'll put them between an A and B. Again, Tradify, I think it's pretty good. But those little things, I think, get fixed. And then we have other prop firms, right, that are pretty much, again, pretty good as well. We have Funded Futures Family. Now, Funded Futures Family is pretty similar to FFN. They offer Ninja Trader, Tradify, TradingView. They got good, right? You can pass in one day. They got the reset fees for the accounts. Again, FFN does this as well. Other firms do it as well. They got some good reviews. However, I've seen online a lot of people that try to cancel their subscription and they keep getting billed, which is a bit of a red flag. But again, if we're talking about getting paid out, you can request 60% of your payout every 7 winning days. I mean, that's good. But bro, like, why only 60%? I understand, but 7 consistency days, only 60%, and then you keep 90% of that. Like, okay, sure, but you get more, you know, deductions than the IRS when you're paying taxes, which I think is a bit off. I've seen them pay out. I've seen them be good. The owners are the great traders, right? Jadon, Danny Trades. I think they're so again, they're getting a lot of crap because they made some comments online and because they're younger. The comments online, up to you to decide what you think about that. The younger factor, I think that's BS to judge somebody because of their age. I'm definitely not biased when saying that. But yeah, overall the firm is good. However, again, 60%, and then on top of that, there's the consistency. I don't know how I feel about that, right? So where's the Funded Futures Family? There we go. FFF. So FFF, I think it's going to be kind of in the same tier as Apex. Again. Now, another prop firm let's talk about is Instant Funding Fast Track Trading. They got shut down. They were not accepting payouts and whatnot. I know a lot of people still want to be like, oh, but I wish they came back, whatnot. No, Fast Track Trading is going into F tier. They're a scam. And any prop firm that offers only instant funding and like too good to be true, stay away. That's why I think Tradify is good. They offer the instant funding, but it has its nuances. So it makes sense that they offer it that way, right? Now, another firm that's been around for a very long time is My Funded Futures. Again, I've personally been paid out by this firm. I think it's a good firm. But let's see, right? I've seen a couple people have very heavy delays with payouts, right? Up to 2 weeks of a delay. I think is freaking insane. Minimum one trading day to get funded, I think is huge. I think it's pretty good. But again, no maximum or minimum evaluation days, so one day get funded. Weekly payouts right after 5 consistent winning days. So 5 consistent days, I think is pretty good. Initial profits of the 10K above withdrawal threshold are yours. They got a really good path straight to live, right? I like this a lot. Again, that's why I like FFN a lot. That's why I think TPT is great, and I think these guys are good because they offer you a strict path to live. And once you're live, right, you can start building a bit of a track record. You can start getting more consistency and start getting used to different types of accounts. So I think this is great, right? Again, in terms of account size and whatever, how easy is it to actually get funded, right? If we go to a 100K account, on the milestone, they got a profit target of $6,000, no daily loss, which I think is great. Trailing max drawdown 3%. Again, I think this is pretty good. End of day drawdown, so no trailing drawdown. Again, that's why I think this is a pretty good. And no activation fee though. So this true cost of funding is pretty good. They got no scaling rule. Consistency rule, again, your best trading day cannot exceed 20%. Pretty much every prop firm I think is going to do it this way and implement it this way to prevent gambling and prevent those guys that just full go in. They offer Quant Tower, Tradify, and Ninja Trader. So I think these guys are pretty good. So that's why I think, again, path to live, they have a clear path to live. They have end of day drawdown, 6% profit target, no activation fee, and weekly payouts. They're not daily payouts, but again, I think this is as good as it gets as well, guys. So I'm putting my funded futures in the S tier as well. Even though they've had some payout delays, they solve it out. They end up paying out. And when they do deny payouts, it's when people don't deserve the payout, when they broke the rules, when they try to get around the rules, right? Now, let's talk about these last two, right? First, let's talk about TakeProfit. We can see over here, again, TakeProfit and Trader, they're pretty much the same thing. So I'm just going to rate them as one, right? We're pretty much seeing the same. Again, a bit more expensive on both ends. Have not seen many discounts from them, but again, profit target, it is 5,000, so it is a bit lower than the others, which I think is good. With end of day drawdown, again, that is for trade day, and then TakeProfit. Again, we're seeing that 150K. It is daily loss limit, soft rule, end of day drawdown. Again, pretty good. Profit target, none, because you get straight funded with them. So I think TakeProfit is good. I've seen a lot of payouts from them. I've seen some complaints, but again, they offer good platforms. Trade day, very similar stuff. So I'm going to put both of them, right? TakeProfit, again, because I've seen some denied payouts online and whatnot, I'm going to put them in the B tier. And then trade day, I'm going to put them in the B tier as well. Just because, again, they're a good firm, but there's certain schematics about them sometimes not paying. And again, over here, this is really good with the profit target, right? I think that's great. End of day trailing drawdown. I think that no restrictions on withdrawal frequency is pretty good. So trade day is going to go between the B and the A tier, pushing more towards the A tier. Again, just because they have really good rules and make it easy for you to get paid as long as you're following the rules and not gambling, right? So between B and A, that's pretty much my final list, guys. Again, stay away from Fast Track. Apex, really up to you, but I'd recommend if you're a trader looking to get paid out daily, FFN, My Funded Futures, Top Step, and TakeProfit Trader should be your to-go options. Now, if you guys want to learn how to actually trade prop firms and get payouts from them, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm simply here to tell you, click the link below to join the free online trading floor and get access to a course on how to actually be a profitable prop firm trader from a profitable prop firm trader. Thank you, guys. Like and subscribe if you want. See you in the next video.